Hello everyone, and welcome to this new video. Welcome to your channel Tikwok, as usual. Today is January 11, 2026. The Bitcoin price is exactly at $90,500. On Coinbase, the platform I personally use. It is a smooth interface for easy trading. Cryptos, stocks, and even Forex. All of this without any transaction fees. If you want to use it, the link is in the description. You will also find our invitation code there. By using it, you directly support this channel. Let's move on to the technical analysis. But first, let's recall our previous analysis. It was posted 3 days ago here. Let's look together at the daily time frame. Bitcoin has barely moved since Monday. Since it reached the zone just below 90,000. We can clearly see it at the wick of this candle. The price has remained stable in this sideways movement. In my last video, my view remained the same. I still anticipate a rise for Bitcoin. I mentioned the key zone of $100,000. It is the real target and the crucial test. This level will allow me to judge what's next. Either Bitcoin will go for a new high. That is my current scenario, and I maintain it. Or the peak was already set at 126,000. And we would already be in a bear market. In that case, Bitcoin would go much lower. It could form a new low below 74,000. If the bear market is confirmed, the final target would be a support zone near $60,000, or even slightly below that level. In any case, I keep my current view. The 100,000 zone will be our judge. I think it will break this level and go higher. This could happen within the next 2 months. Probably towards the end or middle of February. At the latest, by the end of next month. I expect an upward wave to make a judgment. It will tell us if the bull market continues, or if we are flipped into a bear market. Let's look now at the weekly frame. It is a time frame we often discuss. I will clean the chart because it's crucial. The importance of what is happening is very high. The move toward the $100,000 zone will decide. Either we have truly finished the current cycle, as many analysts think today. We are then in a breakdown phase. Below the 50 moving average that needs retesting. We would expect a bounce on this average, before seeing a continuation of the drop. Exactly as happened in the previous cycle. If this scenario is true, we will know soon. We can judge it when the price approaches the $100,000 levels for Bitcoin. The 50 moving average is around $100,900. Reaching this zone will be decisive. It will clarify a lot of things. I mentioned it in my last videos. If I see clear signs of weakness, indicating that this break is real, and that we are just in a retest, I will take the decision to exit my trades. I might even exit the market completely. Even if exiting totally is often a mistake, I will close a large part of my positions. Unfortunately, some sales would be at a loss. This is especially true for altcoins right now. I will keep you informed of my final decision once Bitcoin reaches these key zones. But for now, my humble opinion remains positive. I think Bitcoin is looking for a new high. I don't believe 126,000 was the peak. Bitcoin still has more room to go up. What I say for Bitcoin applies to altcoins too. I see a lot of negativity everywhere. Some say it's a scam or manipulated. That whales are just trying to trick you, that the crypto market is finished for good. It's the same talk I heard in the past. For newcomers, this negativity is impressive, but I have been in this market for 8 years. Since 2017, I've heard the same things. Through all these stages since 2017, that is when I personally entered the market. I started my journey at that period. Just before the price reached 20,000. Everything being said now has been said often. During the drop from 20,000 to 3,000, or even during the pandemic period, when the price fell from 13,000 to 4,000. Every time, the same pattern repeats. When negativity is everywhere, I say, there is a very high probability we are close, that we are near the bottom of the correction. I still believe in Bitcoin's potential. This current drop looks like the old ones. It doesn't seem to be a final crash. I therefore expect a new all-time high. We will see how far this peak goes. Will it be a fake out before dropping? Or will the rise simply continue? We will judge that at the time, step by step. For now, my opinion remains firm, especially since the weekly time frame gives me sufficient signs of strength. Bitcoin seems to have more in reserve. These signs indicate the correction is over. The bottom would be around $80,000. That is the zone we had identified. I go back to the rule I mentioned before. If I am wrong and it doesn't go up towards $100,000, as I predict, I will keep the same view of a new high. As long as the 74,000 zone is not broken. If this support were to fail one day, and we saw the price move below it, then Bitcoin would have drawn a new low. It would mark a bottom lower than the previous one. Any bounce would then just be a chance to exit. We could no longer hope for a new peak. We would have to accept the bear market is here. We would be in a deep correction, which wouldn't just correct the last wave, but the whole move since $15,000. Those are the main points from my videos. It's important for those joining us. Let's go back to the daily frame for a moment. My humble view is that this drop is healthy. It is a simple retest of the 50 moving average, the one that was just broken. The volume profile also shows a key zone. It is a very strong support and resistance. Volume by price is around 87,000. Bitcoin hasn't even gone that low. The price stays above volume and the MA50. That's why I think it will target 100,000. That's where another indicator is located. The 200 moving average is also there. It coincides by chance with $100,000. This level is the real test to come. Bitcoin will look for this zone soon. Will it be broken? We shall see. We will discuss it then with precision. But personally, I remain optimistic. I think Bitcoin will break 100,000. The final goal is a new all-time high. We will update once we reach that level. Thank you all for following me. See you soon for the next one. Take care.